How's life as a princess from Bahrain?
Like Disney, the similarities that I can see as an Arab Muslim woman coming from the Middle East. How much similarities do we have? It's unbelievable.
Have you ever failed before?
Of course, many times. And our money all disappeared. I also lost my partner. Do not give up on yourself and make mistakes. I'll tell you a secret.
Yeah.
I think it's my first time to go this deep.
It's an honor for me to have you here in my podcast, Princess from Bahrain, Her Highness Sheikha Jawaher bin Khalifa Al Khalifa.
Wow, that was easy for you. You're a natural.
I have to rehearse it many times just to make sure I pronounce it correctly.
It's my pleasure, honestly.
Did I pronounce it correctly?
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
All
so
right.
That's why I'm telling you, you're a natural. But thank you for having me.
Thank you. There's a meaning behind that long name. You want to explain?
It's well, Sheikha means like princess in Arabic, and so that's the title. And then Jawaher is my first name, and it means jewelry.
Oh,
that's the meaning of my name. And then Bint Khalifa means the daughter of Khalifa. Khalifa is my father, which is a very common name in our country, so you're gonna hear it a lot. And then Al Khalifa is my family name.
All right. So, but you prefer people, you prefer to be regarded as royal family members instead of princess. Why?
Because probably princess gives you a bigger responsibility. Even Sheikha also gives you a bigger responsibility. But I know, like princess, they look at you in a certain way. Sheikha also, it's the same, because this is just in Arabic and English. But they look at you at a certain way where there are expectations and like guidelines. And then it's just who you are, and you cannot. It's like you cannot be anything more. And that's not who I am.
Okay, so let's find out about who you are. Sure. I'm curious to find out more because this is your first visit to Indonesia.
True.
Welcome to Indonesia.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for wearing batik.
I love it. I really love it. I mean, first of all, the people of Indonesia has been very, very kind and generous to me. So I've got a lot of gifts. So some of the gifts I got was the batik, which I love. This is maybe the third time wearing batik during my trip here. Yeah. And yeah, so I love how they transformed something traditional and from the tradition and culture to, you know, like
more modern, fashionable,
and modern. Yeah, I love that idea, and I really like this jacket.
Thank you,
yeah.
Thank you. And it looks so beautiful on
Thank you.
Yeah. So, how many days have you been in Indonesia?
Tomorrow, 11.
Tomorrow, 11.
11 days.
Yeah.
And this is actually one of the longest trips. Like, usually my business trips are 4 or 5 days. Okay. Except the Philippines, because I am developing quite a lot of things we're doing right now in the Philippines. So other than the Philippines, it's 4 or 5 days and I'm back. So I already miss home. I miss my mom, you know, but Indonesia is just I can't get enough of it, and I'm really surprised. It's been a while since I've been to somewhere I love so much.
Thank you.
It's been a while. Yeah.
Thank you. So you've been to Jakarta, of course, and Bali, right? I heard.
The island of God. It is. Okay. Whoever is, I know this is a podcast that is going to be in Indonesia, but if you haven't been to Bali yet, you're missing a lot. You're missing a lot.
It's paradise.
It is. It really is. I said that in my speech there. We had a beautiful dinner. I really said that, and I mean it. It is. I felt like going to paradise and coming back to reality.
Wow. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I mean, definitely Bali is one of the beautiful
One of a kind.
One of a kind, yeah. But of course, if you have more time in Indonesia next time, there are more other beautiful places
I've
as well, apart from Bali. Yeah, that definitely you will love.
I guess all the reason to come back.
Yes, definitely. Not the last.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So what was the most memorable experience, or some things that you encountered during your visit in Indonesia that has left you a very lasting impression on you?
Well, other than being in paradise, I think the day I mostly enjoyed was having a lunch and having to spend an afternoon with the charity Passion of God and with the children that they were supporting. I really enjoyed myself, maybe because I believe that children give you unconditional love, which is also something that I feel that it's attached to me personally, and it's something that I personally look for. And children give you that. If they give it to you, it's unconditional love. It's without layers. It's without wants and needs. It's just pure love. And so I absolutely enjoyed myself when I was with the children. And yeah, I think another memorable day was in Kora Kora Island, Bali.
Yeah.
That they were very gracious enough to have us there, and we had the lunch. But most importantly, because they have a small museum that gave me a beautiful experience about the culture and history. Since I'm very passionate about history in different parts of the world, I was really fascinated about the things that I did not know about this country, and specifically Bali.
Yeah.
What a great nation, what a great ancient history they have. Very, very deep, very strong, very healthy, with so much information.
And there's so much diversity in that island.
It's unbelievable. You know, like and then also one thing is that, the similarities that I can see as an Arab woman coming from Arab Muslim woman coming from the Middle East. How much similarities do we have? And we are in different we're in the same continent but different parts of the world.
Okay.
I mean, it's unbelievable, you know. It was fascinating.
You can still become modern, but at the same time still embrace the traditions and the culture.
And this is one of the things that has always, people back home, they know me. I have been known by, yes, being a public figure, yes, being under the public eye and going through with the fashion industry, going through with all of these things, and also flying abroad a lot. Yeah. Being in different places, but still, I am very attached to my Arabian roots. Maybe one of the pictures that I can show you later is in our event in Bali. I was wearing the royal Balinese dress, but I still had my shayla or my hijab with me because it defines who I am. Yeah, it's a part of me. So I think, yes, I can be educated, I can be outgoing, I can be anywhere in the world, but still be an Arabian authentic woman.
That's true.
So I love that about them.
Okay.
And it just relates to me very much.
Share us more. How's life as a princess from Bahrain?
Well,
how's life as a princess there?
I don't know, like, from what perspective would you want to know?
Like, do you felt like people treat you differently, or like do you have like a huge castle, or no? Because if I imagine of a princess, especially like from
Disney,
from Arab, like I suddenly imagine like a Princess Jasmine, I live in a castle, and then like okay.
Well,
because I mean, it's not every day I met a princess, right?
Okay, well, yes, you do have certain expectations, and yes, you are treated in a certain way. You have to act and be in a certain way, because being a princess is not just being fancy and living in a castle, but it's also a responsibility of a very big name that you carry, and you have to, before anyone else, you have to respect that. It's not an easy title, you know. You cannot disrespect the name, you cannot do something stupid and then, you know, like, oh, sorry. No, that's not how it works. So it's actually a big responsibility that you have to represent it the best, the best way you can. But of course, there are certain traditions and there are certain things that you have to, I guess, follow, which I didn't. So I had to choose a different way because, you know, like, there is a certain path that is expected from you to follow for the girls from the royal family, let's say, and at a certain age to be married, not only from royalties but as Arabs from the Middle East. There is
what
a
is
certain
the average age like for a woman to get
18,
to be married? 18?
Yeah.
Wow.
But we are evolving, we are developing. The society is getting much more open-minded, as my family also is getting more open-minded in these decisions, and which comforts my heart a lot, you know. But when I started working though, or when I started choosing my path, that was a long time ago, and at that time that it wasn't accepted yet. So I was one of the first young ladies in my age to kind of choose another path, not go through with the path that I was supposed to. So it wasn't as easy at the time that I started at, because that was almost 9 years ago. So social media wasn't that strong. It wasn't like now how it is now, you know, like everyone is using social media. It's normal. But at that time, for a very young girl and from the royal family to be in the public eye, to be as a public figure, to go on TV, on media, on newspapers, it was like, no, that's wrong. What are you doing?
True. Yeah.
But
it is some things that is different from people's expectations, from your parents' expectations, definitely.
Exactly.
Right?
You should, royalty should be, you know, like covered or I don't know what's the words for how to put it, but you should not be in the light.
Okay.
And especially as Arabs. I'm not talking only about royalty. I'm talking about Middle East Arabs.
Okay.
The Arabian families. So that wasn't an easy journey for me to decide and just pursue what I wanted to do against everyone's will and against everyone's say. It wasn't an easy decision for me to make, because I would face a lot of consequences. But I was very persistent. I was very stubborn. And I just chose to go against the wall.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
But what makes you become so courageous, like, you know, to be able to take that bold step and like, okay, this is what the whole family is expected me to be, but this is the path that I'm choosing, you know, like.
To be honest, if you're asking me today, I can give you so many reasons. But if you were asking the 20-year-old of me version, I would tell you I was just stubborn enough to stand my grounds and refusing something that I don't want to do. That's it. at that time, that was my reason. I was expected to study law or architect. That was my dad's choice.
Okay.
My mom's choice was interior designing.
Okay, so they already planned your future.
Yes, and
right?
the university, which
Okay.
university I can go and which university I cannot go
okay.
or enroll. And after and I'm not. It's not acceptable to study and work, to have a job at the same time. You finish your degree, and then if you want to work, you can. If not, then wait for a husband. That's practically life.
Okay.
I just knew at that time that's not what I want to do. I didn't know what I wanted to do, by the way. I just knew that is not what I want to do. What instead, I had no idea. But because I was still very young, but I just knew that I have more to give.
Okay.
I want more from life.
Wow.
And that's how I made my decision not to listen. And I said, no, I want to. In fact,
That's
I'll
brave.
tell you a secret.
Yeah.
But don't tell anyone. I was enrolled. So because I was still young, so they had they're my parents, obviously.
Yeah.
So they have power on me. So they enrolled me into the university that they want. And eventually I chose political science. Okay. And that university...
In London?
No, I started in the UAE.
Oh, okay.
So I'm based in the UAE. I grew up in the UAE, in Abu Dhabi. Anyways, so I was enrolled in that university. And it wasn't the university that I wanted. So I studied for 2 courses, and I kept asking them to change my university, but they wouldn't listen to me. You know, it's like, no, you have to continue, and this is the only choice. And if you're not continuing here, then you're not gonna study.
Yeah.
So I said, okay. I went back to the university. I had them kick me out, expel me.
Okay.
So I got an I got expelled from the university.
Okay.
And I went back home and I gave my mom. I was like, here you go.
Wow.
And she was in shock. She was like, what? Why? I said, I don't know.
I mean, like, how do you get expelled? As in, like, you purposely don't study, and then
I
like,
purposely
you
didn't go
you didn't go for the classes.
Yeah, for
Okay.
like a month.
Oh, wow. All right.
So yeah, and then I got a paper like, you're not attending, blah blah blah, and you're expelled. So I took the paper to my mom. It's like, the university expelled me. It's like, why? I don't know. I don't know. They're dumb. I don't know. I don't want to go back there. Khalas, I'm done. And I was like causing drama, and I was 19.
Okay.
I was still very young. I was 19.
Yeah.
But anyways, eventually I did what I wanted, right? So I'm out of that university. Okay, so now what, Jawaher? What do you want to do? It's like, I want to go to the American University in Dubai because it's the curriculum that I understand, which is because I was educated in English in school. And I want to have a job because I want to do both at the same time. And that's it. That's what I want to do. And they said no.
Oh.
But I still did it.
They're still persistent.
Yeah, of course.
No. Yeah.
Of course.
How do you manage to like compromise, or how do you manage, like for them to give you that approval?
I didn't get it at the beginning.
Okay. All right.
I didn't get it, but I still did it. I was very stubborn. It's like, okay, fine, I'm not going to study.
Okay.
At that point, I was very young. Again, I'm not saying be stubborn on your parents, but what I'm saying is, if you believe that there's a path that you want to follow, if you believe that there's something that you want to do, even if everyone is against you, you still can. That's what I'm saying. Maybe at that time I was wrong. Maybe the way I pursue it was wrong. But I was stubborn enough to stand my grounds and say, no, I want to study. I am good. I'm intelligent. I am good. I'm not lazy and that's why I'm dropping out. No,
Okay.
it's just that I want to choose for myself.
Okay.
And I had that conversation with my mom and with my dad. My dad is background is from the military, so he's more strict.
Yeah.
So that was a difficult conversation.
Okay.
But eventually they were like, okay, listen, if you choose that you want to do this, then you do it on your own. We're not going to help. And it was a private university, so I had to pay. So still, I went, I looked, I applied for so many jobs. Eventually, I got a call. I was hired. I actually hid my full name. I just put Jawaher Khalifa, so no one knows who I am, so that for them to accept me. So they did. And then I had to learn how to manage my money, my allowance, so that I can pay for a university, I can pay for a car. And
Wow.
I had to go to teach myself how to drive. So I had to do these things because they were, my father is educated. My mom is educated. And my father is educated abroad, actually. So to a certain point, he understands, like, you know, but again, I'm a young girl.
Yeah.
I'm his young girl.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whatever I say. I'm still his young baby, you know? And at that time, things that I'm asking for is very new. No one ever did it before. So
And it's
wasn't
different from the common things. Yeah. But I guess when you shared this, and I do hope and I believe a lot of, you know, like young people, they get inspirations also for them to know what they want to do in life and choose that path. But at the same time, be responsible for that path, because from what you share, even though at that time you're still teenager and the way you do it is maybe a little bit different, like for example, like being expelled from the school and so on. But it's because you have a reasons, right? You choose for a reasons. You choose to do your things because you have a purpose, and it's for a good purpose, right? And the most important thing is not just about making choice, but be responsible for that choice.
Exactly.
So even, you know, like when your parents give you an options, okay, if this is the path that you choose,
take responsibility.
Yeah, take responsibility, be independent.
Again, I'll tell you, if you're talking to the 19 years old version of me, I wouldn't tell you that at that time I did this because I knew that this is who I will become. I just knew that there is more in me, and I wanted more.
Okay.
I didn't know what was it or where am I going to end up eventually. I didn't know, and it's okay to not know, because not knowing made me try different things. I tried different jobs, I tried different businesses, I failed, I came back up. But most importantly, as you said, maybe one of the reasons why being successful is possible for me at a young age is because I took responsibility of my decision. I never from that. So when that point happened where they eventually agreed for me to do what I want, but they're not responsible for it anymore, and they're not gonna pay for it, and they thought, as any other parent, they thought that I will be back very soon, you know, asking to go back under the wing of the mom and dad, and them paying for everything and just, you know, relaxing in life. Sometimes I have a conversation with my mom up to this year, like now, and she's like, I'm really shocked that you never came back asking for money or whatever, you know. I just took responsibility of my decision, and I had so much pride. I don't want them to see me like a failure. And so I took it upon myself that I'm never asking for a penny ever again. And there were difficult times. There were so many difficult times where I have nothing. I would still not ask. I live in the house. I eat and drink in the house, obviously. But I'm talking about outside.
Yeah.
When you go outside, when you own your own car, you want to pay for your own gas.
Yeah.
You want a snack. There are times
because when you live with them, basically you don't need to work. You know,
Exactly.
you get everything
Everything
fully
is there.
provided, right?
Yeah.
It's a privilege, yeah. But now you choose to work in order for you to get money to like pay for your
Provide
own
for
expenses.
my own stuff. Exactly.
Yeah. Like,
What's that?
aren't you afraid of like fail or being rejected or failure? You know, because in the beginning you mentioned that, you know, you carry this princess title, you carry your family name. So even for a normal people, you know, they've already have difficulties to accept failures in life. You know,
I disagree.
Okay.
I totally disagree. Failure doesn't scare me.
Have you ever failed before?
Of course, many times.
Okay.
Who didn't? Failure makes you a human being. Yes, you are a princess, you are a president, you are blah, 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 you are a minister, you are whatever. You're a human being. You're allowed to fail. Failure is what made me. You have to fail. It's healthy. If you don't fail, you don't understand life.
That's
you cannot
true.
go ahead. Your building is not built firmly. There are cracks. You need to fail. Failure makes you stronger, makes you change your perspective, make you open your mind more. Failure is healthy. I'm not scared of failure. No.
Yeah.
I
In
think
fact,
you have to.
we only be able to get wisdom from failures and setbacks, right?
Sometimes when I'm asked to give inspirational talk, some places about my success and my I go in the room and then they're shocked because I talk about my failures. I tell them, I speak to the youth and I tell them that the host asked me to talk about my success, but please allow me to talk to you about my failure.
Okay. So share with us one of your biggest or most memorable failures.
I'll talk about the recent one, the most recent one. I had, and this was during COVID. So the first, but my story is different. Yes, everyone was like had a bad time, you know, during COVID. But I had a company, a trading company during COVID. So the first year we were trading medical supplies. So when everyone was losing, we were making money. The next year, the second year was 2021. Me and my partner, we decided to buy a stock of medical supplies with everything that we own.
Wow.
All of the money that we had, that we earned from 2020. Yeah, 2020. We're going to use that money to buy a huge stock, which we found for a very, very cheap price abroad, and to import to Dubai and sell it. Because we have the buyers, we have them.
Yeah.
Now, the supplier is a different country. And we decided to go through with that deal. And the representative company was one person or two people in Dubai. And they weren't locals, they were expats, foreigners. And so we tried to do our due diligence. We checked the documents. They had reports, SGS reports. We checked that. We checked their license, the bank account. We checked everything.
Yeah.
6 months later, the company and the people and everyone and everything and our money all disappeared.
Wow.
Yeah. And it was a big amount.
Okay. So is it like a con company or is...
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And they took different amounts from different people around Dubai, and they left the country. And not real passports, like different passports and everything. We still have it in court, but it's not worth fighting for. Not because the money is not. It's of course the money is worth it.
Yeah,
because it's everything I worked for. But that was a tough one. That was a tough lesson.
Yeah. Thank you for sharing. Yeah.
It's a failure.
But how do you deal with it? Like, for example, when you eventually realize that, oh no, this is a mistake, even though you have done your best to do due diligence, but it is still, it is still a failure, like you say, right? Because a lot of people sometimes when they are in these situations, in the beginning, they'll feel like, they feel guilty, they blame themselves.
Of course, I did. I did.
Yeah.
You need to understand, very important for everyone to understand, you need to allow yourself to grieve. You're a human being. I grieved in a different way. I grieved in a way where I shut down. I don't speak to anyone. I don't go anywhere. I don't do anything. I just shut down. So I shut down for a while, and it was a mistake. It was a wrong choice of way to grieve, because I had so the doctor called it because of how much I kept inside of me. One of my organs started crying for me.
Oh.
So I had internal bleeding in my lungs.
Wow. Triggered by that incident.
After 1 month exactly of that event.
All right.
And
so it really affects you so much.
Of course.
Yeah.
I've started my business 6 years ago, 7 years ago, almost 7. And everything, not everything, let's say from 2018. Okay. We faced COVID in 2020. We have done successful deals.
Yeah.
And we made even more. Like in 1 year, we made
even more.
A good amount.
Yeah.
And I took all of that and I put it into a deal and I lost it. And then I also lost my partner. Even my partner. I lost my partner, and he decided to leave the company, which shouldn't be like that, because we were partners in the company for 4 years. So we should have stuck together. So that was a shock to me, even in choosing people around you. That's not easy to accept as a human being. Why do I share this? You know why? Because people in general think that the president is not a human being. The prime minister is not a human being. A princess is not a human being. A singer, an artist,
public figure. Yeah.
Because we appear in a certain way all the time in the public eye, it's a responsibility to smile to people. It's a responsibility to respect and appreciate the love and respect and attention that you get, no matter what your title is or what you're doing. But they reach to a point where they forget that you are also human, and you go through every single part that any human being goes through. Very weak, very low stage, and sometimes very high.
Yeah.
That's life.
Yeah.
And I share this because I know young people, I know how they think. I know that sometimes it's very difficult that I can't speak to anyone. I'm embarrassed, I'm shy. Speak to a stranger if you have to.
Yeah.
I couldn't express. I was always afraid to express my feelings. Embarrassed.
Yeah.
I think people look up to me, so I can never express my weaknesses.
Yeah.
And that's wrong.
You cannot show your imperfection.
That's wrong.
Yeah.
Look
That's
at the
wrong.
big
That's
icons
true.
in the world.
Yeah.
I admire Oprah, for example.
Oh.
How did Oprah become
Me
an
too.
icon? How? By sharing her lifetime experience.
That's true.
And there are so many different names. Princess Diana.
Yeah.
Who suffered as much as that princess?
Yeah.
So much, right? But as I just said, at the end of the day, all of us are human beings. We have a lot in common as much as we are so much different.
Thank you for the encouragement. I believe this is definitely a very huge encouragement for whoever who actually watch this show, because you know, like when you are in the, I mean, like when they are in the lowest point in their life, experience setback, experience facing failure and facing lots of loss, or perhaps maybe they are in grief as well. You know, you should know that basically you are not the only one.
No.
Even a princess from Bahrain experienced the same way. Even Merry Riana experienced the same way.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just how we react to things. That's what is important, right? And then one more thing I just want to add. When I go through bad times, what helps me personally is going back to other bad times in my life, like in the for example,
this is the first time I'm hearing when you're in the bad times, how to recover back is by remembering
the worst.
Yeah. Okay.
Because the worst passed.
Yeah.
The worst passed.
Okay.
You went to a different stage. You're a different person. You basically you recovered from something, right? And you're in this. So what makes you think that this is not gonna pass?
This too shall pass.
Exactly.
Wow. Okay. So what? So is that how you turn from breakdown into a breakthrough, by remembering your past mistake, and if you manage to overcome that one, I will overcome this.
You're
one
still
too.
alive, right?
That's true.
You're still alive. You're still breathing. You still wake up from sleep every day. So what makes you think that this is not gonna pass? Whatever it is. But you have to put a little bit of effort wanting to be okay. You know, the most powerful force to empower yourself is one thing.
What is that?
You. There's nothing more powerful. Not any voice of a mom, a book, me.
Yeah.
No. It's you to you. As much as I love me, as much as I believe in me, as much as I can make me stronger. Full stop. Every individual has a responsibility to themselves. And you are the only person who can make you stronger. You can. That's what I tell myself. You're beautiful. And I tell girls, and this is also to boys, but mostly girls.
Okay.
You look at yourself. It's true. I've tried it. I wasn't convinced. I was like, what? Are they crazy talking to themselves through the mirror?
Did you do that?
I do.
Okay.
Every time I look into a mirror, I see the beauty. I see the intelligence. I see I am a mature person. I'm confident. The way I feel about myself is exactly the way that people look at me. That's it.
Yeah.
That's everything you feel inside of you is shown through your face. And it's related to how you talk, how you smile, how you walk. It's all related. So the bigger force, the biggest force of empowerment for anyone is themselves.
I totally agree with you. Like hearing your sharing, it reminds me of my darkest moments as well. And there was time whereby, I have a very low self-confidence, like low self-esteem. But the turning point for me at that time was like, you know, again, exactly like what you say, I have to treat myself. The only person who can change my life is myself.
Exactly.
So I will always nobody until I treat myself as somebody. Right.
Wow.
So,
And look where you are at now.
and look where you are right now too. But I guess it's true, right? I mean,
Yes.
like if we don't embrace ourselves, people will not embrace us.
No.
If we don't trust ourselves, how can people will trust us?
Yeah.
Right?
If you don't love yourself,
Yeah. That's
no one
true.
will love you.
Okay.
No one will love you as much as you love yourself.
So how long is your process of grieving from that incident, you know, until you have like internal bleed?
I can shock you. I don't really have like a timeline, but sometimes it would take one day in some situations.
All right.
One day I wake up the next morning, it passed from my mind. Sometimes it takes 1 week, and sometimes things are just buried inside of you, but you cannot really forget them. You know, but I'm a person from my natural self. I move on. I am, alhamdulillah, thank God, I am capable of deleting and moving on.
Yeah.
Because
Managing your own thoughts, your feelings, and just keep moving on.
at a certain point in my life, I have convinced myself, and up to today, I am convinced that the option of giving up was deleted from my dictionary.
It's not an option
Very
anymore.
long. It's not. Very long time ago.
Yeah. Yeah. And the option of going
Because
back to where you're
explain to me
from.
something. Let me explain to me something. Is it possible to go back in time?
No.
If I, sorry, okay, but if I take this cup and spill the water on you, is it possible to undo it?
No.
It's done.
Yeah. It's
Then
then you just have to move on.
Exactly.
You know, you don't live in the
there
past
is
and
no,
you're stuck in the past.
it's not worth it to
Yeah.
spend time on thinking, oh, I'm sorry. What if I was meant to spill it here? No, I will move on to getting you some napkins and helping you to get dry and saying sorry and trying to apologize and moving forward. But what's the purpose of thinking back?
Agree.
Or going back? What's done is done.
Yeah.
So there's no.
I totally agree. But sadly, a lot of people, they don't realize it. So the life keep moving on, but they are stuck in the past. And then they just keep repeating and
when you're in the lowest points, lowest stages, okay, and you feel so much pain. This is for your viewers, the young viewers especially. When you just feel the hurt, when you feel the pain in your heart, you feel like life is gonna end, okay? And you feel like you have so much pain. Life is gonna end. I'm at the lowest point. I'm gonna die. And you go to sleep, okay? If you wake up next morning, that means you're not gonna die. Life is not gonna end.
Yeah.
And you're gonna become better.
Yeah. If God does not give up on you, why should you give up yourself?
It's not your turn yet.
Yeah.
Just wait for your turn.
Yeah.
It's not. You have to move on.
Yeah.
And while God gave you that time and still gives you that power and energy and blessing, take it. Use it.
Yeah.
Don't let it go for a waste. Every single person has a talent. Every single person is good at something.
Yeah.
Every single person is valued. This is not me saying. This is God saying.
Yeah. And thank you for sharing. Thank you for reminding us about that. Yeah.
I hope so.
And thank you for sharing your failure.
Yes.
So now after failure,
I think it's my first time to go this deep.
Oh,
I think so.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
But what is success to you? Like, how do you define personal success?
Success is difficult to explain. It's a feeling. You can't really explain it, but it's a feeling. It's a mixture of feelings. Feeling good about yourself, looking back and seeing where you were, where you're at. Being proud of yourself, of overcoming certain situations, certain challenges. These are the things that really makes me feel successful. But am I satisfied? Or did I reach my goals? Not yet. Still at the very beginning. This is just, I guess, 10% of what I want to build in as a legacy for myself.
Yeah.
And as an added value to this family name that I've been born with nothing, just a baby, right? But I've been blessed with this family name. So it gave me value. And everyone in everywhere values me for being who I am from this family, right? But now it's my turn to add value that they would be also proud of. So
there are more to your story, I believe.
There's a lot.
And looking forward to that. Yeah.
We have to sit, we have to have 2 and 3, 4 podcasts together.
Okay. All right. So lastly, I mean, how old are you this year? You look so young.
I'm 27.
Oh, yeah, you're still very young. All right.
27.
And yet life has already given you so much opportunity, so much
Alhamdulillah.
experience, so much wisdom. So what is one life lessons that you experience, you know, that you could share?
Do not give up on yourself. Don't. Believe in yourself. It's important to love yourself. I'll say it again. Do not give up on yourself. If you do these things, trust me, you will change as a human being. And you can achieve anything. No matter who says what. You can. You definitely can. But you have to be strong. How can you be strong? By believing in yourself, loving it, being confident. And make mistakes.
Make mistakes. And learn from
your, yeah. But
and move on from that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Make mistakes. That's healthy.
Yeah.
You have to. That's, you know, if you tell me looking back, what do you regret in your life? I would tell you nothing. Going back, what would you change in your life? I would change nothing. Because everything happened is made me who I am today. And I'm grateful for that. You tell me wisdom, it touches my heart to be a 27-year-old and to be able to talk like a 47 something of life experience and wisdom. That touches my heart and it makes me proud, because that means what I say is valuable. And I would have not became this person who talks properly, who knows what to say, who can inspire others from the life experience, unless I have been through all of this. So I'm grateful. Alhamdulillah, I am blessed. And I hope everyone is also blessed. And I hope that I can inspire or change a life of even one person. I would be satisfied.
You already did.
And
thank you for sharing today.
Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. And as I promised, you can ask me one question.
Yes. I want to know, what triggered you to start this legacy, or to start your career in education and children and teenagers, and why this? For example, I'll tell you just a little bit. For me, women empowerment is very important, because I know what girls go through in the Arab region. I know how much they have to give, and I want that. And the other way around, when I'm in a room with successful women like you, like my other partners, I feel stronger. I feel that I can take from their energy. So why?
Wow, that's a great question. Thank you for the question.
Maybe I can have my own podcast.
Okay. I mean, like for me, what triggered me to be where I am today, like, you know, living Singapore and then moving back to Indonesia and doing what I'm doing until today, probably it happens 15 years ago, 2008. And that's when, for the first time in my life, I make my mission statement. I know my purpose in life, because before that, you know, when I was in Singapore, I come from a very humble background, and it was not easy for me to survive there. You know, like having no money and like at the lowest point in my life, you know, it was very, very, very tough. But God has blessed me so much. He reminded me who I am. Like I say, you know, that's how I started to gain my self-confidence back, my belief, and that's how I be able to make my first million at the age of 26 at that time. Okay, but to be honest, at that time when I achieve it, I don't even know what is passion in life. I don't even know what is purpose, you know, in my life at that time. I just want to pay my study loan. I do not want to, you know, like become a burden of my family, and that's how I really, really work very hard. Okay, but after I achieve, you know, that financial freedom and then pay my loan and so on, then I realized that life is not just about achievement. I mean, talk about achievement, you know, I'm very blessed. I get achievement at that time. You know, I get awards from here and there. I can meet like all those prominent people in Singapore, you know, ministers and so on. But there's more in life than just achievement. It's about fulfillment. And that's how I pursue something more in life than just all those worldly things. And I discover my passion, and I discover my purpose. And more importantly, at that time, I realized that my pain became my purpose. And why I choose education is because that is the thing that changed my life. Why I choose education, especially personal development, especially for kids and teens, because that's exactly changed my life. You know, how personal developments, right? How do we see ourselves, how we think about ourselves, we make plan for ourselves, how we can be persistent in whatever that we are doing, you know. So those are the things that I discovered through my pain. You know, it changed me. And that's exactly what I want to share to the world, that, you know, we all can have a bad life, but we can always create a better future, right? Yeah.
I know we have to wrap up, but can I say something? Do you know when you become a truly inspiring person, or a person who is giving back to the society, as we all should? Do you know when? At what point? The moment that you start realizing that you as a human being have a purpose in life that is greater and bigger than your own circle, that serves only yourself and family, that's when you turn into an inspirational, giving person, a true one, like a true giving person. Because every single one of us has a purpose that is outside our own circle. And once you start to understand that and know what is your role, because at the end of the day, every single one of us needs to participate in this world. We need to give back. Every one of us has a role, has a purpose, has a duty. And once you understand that, that's when you become a true person with purpose and meaning, and a leader, and so many other things. So you're one of those.
Thank you. There are more to our story, right?
Yes, definitely.
This is not the
end.
We
need more time. But unfortunately, we don't have it. But I just want to say this was very, I enjoyed. It was very natural. And so thank you a lot for choosing to have a conversation with me, and bringing up some dark stories that no one had ever discussed before. And I just want to say that I love Indonesia so much.
Thank you. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for being here. And thank you for showing us your vulnerability, and, you know, sharing us about your scars. Something that, you know, we all can see that we all have mistakes in life, but you know, we have to keep moving on. Thank you for being such inspirations for all of us, especially the women.
Thank you. Thank you. It was my pleasure.
God bless you.
Thank you.